Hello and welcome to another episode of the BashTalk podcast. Today I'm over here at the Wellness Clinic over on Leeds Road in Nelson, and I'm interviewing a special guest today. It's none other than Mrs. Rafida Khaliq, who is a specialist in mental health and counselling and many other things.
Yeah.
Cool. And Rafida, if you could just give us a quick few words about yourself, just for the benefit of our guest.
Okay, so I'm the counsellor here. Also, I'm an NLP practitioner, and yeah, that's about it, I think.
What's an NLP practitioner?
It's Neuro Linguistic, so it's how your brain works, basically.
And how did you go about getting involved in that? Because you're probably the first person I've ever met that's ever even gone down that path, so got that kind of certification.
Yeah. It's only because I needed to rewire my own brain, and I got into it. So when I was in hospital, I'd studied it for about a year and a half. Okay.
Yeah. Now, you've thrown a lot there, because you've assumed that the audience already knows your history. So let's take a step back.
Okay.
You were in hospital. What happened?
So I've had 2 strokes,
right,
and I've had brain surgery. Basically, I've got a rare brain disease called moya.
Right, and the symptoms of that would be?
So I get a seizure and then I get a stroke. It's stress related, but it's genetic disease. So possibly my children can get it, and it's carried down, but we don't know how or when it happened.
All right. So then, when you were in hospital and you were recovering from your stroke, what kind of prompted you to then go down that path then?
So the first one I was okay. It was just a bleed on the brain, and I went home. I was fine. But then the second one, I lost the use of my left side completely. So I had to teach how to. Oh, I'm going to get a bit stretching now. I had to learn how to sit and walk and use my left arm. And that's how it's all how your brain works and how to get it moving. It's how you speak to yourself.
So what's then motivated you to actually go into the NLP though from there?
Yeah. So I think because I was qualified as a counsellor anyway, I find when you come to the end of counselling, you really don't know how to move on from there. And I think with an NLP is life coaching. So it's basically moving on, setting goals and helping to achieve them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, right. So can you give me like a example case study or use case for NLP and how it would apply? Okay.
So when I was in hospital, the first thing, I had a goal set. One of them was to go to the bathroom, and then there was how to brush my hair, how to tie my hair back, and then it was how to achieve them steps. And I think with life it's the same thing. So if you want to set up a business, how do I get to that goal?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're here and you're obviously you're the main counsellor here at the clinic here on Leeds Road.
Yeah.
So what's a typical day look like for you in terms of the types of issues that you're dealing with?
I think since I've been counsellor here, the issues have been relatively the same. It's all most relationship issues, and it's all about there's no self-love, there's no self-care. It's everyone just going about the day and you're relying on other people for support.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, so based on obviously how long you've been doing the counselling and how long you've obviously been working with people from the community as well, what would you say, like obviously you highlighted self-care, but what are like the key kind of themes that you're spotting?
Yeah, so it's anxiety is the biggest one, depression, and then you're looking at basically attachments. There's quite a few, but those are the 3 main ones I would say. And
then when we're talking about like people are going to be watching this, so I've got a lot of younger people that watch this, not kids obviously, but I'm talking like people going to be like college and above, and for them anxiety, they probably don't even know how to identify the signs of anxiety. So what should we do? Should we be looking for?
So I've got an 17-year-old son, and during COVID he had anxiety, and he didn't know what it was. So he was getting stressed over the smallest things, and he wouldn't leave the house because going outside was strange for him, being locked in your room for such a long time. And he was just they're really not sure how people perceive them. And you start getting worked up, and you start having like a bit of a panic attack.
So, I mean, obviously, to deal with anxiety is like a long drawn out process, and you have to obviously get a counsellor.
Actually, it's not that long a process. Okay. So if you practice mindfulness, is the biggest thing. Is being mindful of your surroundings. Well, I follow the 3x3. So it's 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can hear, and 3 things that you can smell. And that as you walk in, going for a walk, you're mindful of them 3 things, and your anxiety levels go down. So it's not hard, but it's not easy. It'll takes a lot of practice to get used to it. Yeah. Also,
so it's not necessarily a long thing, but it could just be something a small thing that someone can work on.
Being mindful of your surroundings. That's all it is, really. So when you feel the anxiety popping up, you just kind of be aware of what else is going on, and it brings your attention back.
All right. So anxiety is one thing. Yeah. So I've targeted that because of one audience, and then for the people that might be thinking of like family-related issues, or where there's issues in the family dynamic. Yeah. What kind of problems are you seeing there?
I think the biggest thing is people don't have anybody to talk to. It's either you talk to your friends or family and they'll give you advice, or when you rent, they expect you to give them an answer. I think people don't want an answer. They just want to rent and leave it at that. I think once you rent and you've talked about how you're feeling, that itself will be it's a release, isn't it? You're not keeping it to yourself.
So
and it's non-judgmental. That's the biggest thing. What we find, family and friends are quite judgmental, and they give you too much advice, and you don't want advice. This is how counselling works in that sense.
So you're going to have someone that's going to listen?
Yeah, just listen. They just want someone to listen to them. Not necessarily say, okay, this is what you should do next. They don't want that.
And then do you find that a lot of your clients are mainly going to be women then?
No, because I found that men obviously have a lot of these issues. It's always like, oh, just put up with it, you're a man. The typical saying is, you're a man, you shouldn't have this. So as time's gone on, men have approached like insight into you and wellness at the clinic, but it's the shame and the stigma attached to it. So they'll contact you, but then they won't get back to you again. Like, you know, this is someone from our community, and the shame of it, that how can we say that we've got depression or a mental health issue.
So have you got any tips you could do to maybe motivate them to actually come and speak to you? Because it's hard to get someone to open up.
No, because one of the biggest things that I say again and again, we are a confidential service. This is a safe space. What we say in this room won't go anywhere else. I mean, obviously, if you're a risk to yourself or somebody else, but we make that really clear at the beginning. And we're not judgmental. We have clients from all over who have different issues or similar issues. It's nothing to be ashamed of at all.
Okay, so we've established a few pointers for a few highlight areas. And then we've also got a bit of background about yourself. What about, if we talk about the community as a whole, do you think that there is a bit of a hidden mental health epidemic within the Asian community? Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I lost my mum about 11 years ago, and women have someone to talk to all the time. Men, you can't. It's fine, you're a man, you shouldn't have to talk to anybody. Just get on with your day to day. But that's not an issue, because even what we eat makes a massive difference to. So I'll give you a bit of a fact. Depression is actually caused from your gut health, which not everybody knows, because they think, oh, we're depressed, we'll go eat a burger. That's actually elevating we'll look at Burger Bash, and that's actually elevating your depression. And you think that's how my problems are going to be. I'll just binge eat, or I'll just go out with my friends, or go drink. I mean, come on, in our Asian community, you go drink or you go do drugs. It's everywhere. Unfortunately, that is the norm, and it's a shame. We'd rather do that than go talk to someone.
Yeah, because is it almost like you see it in some families where some kind of tragic event occurs, and then maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, like you won't see the person, or you might, I don't know, go out of town and come back and say, oh, what happened to that guy? And the person doesn't look too well. And it's the usual, oh yeah, this happened to him, he's not well anymore. Whereas you should really be looking at and thinking, well, what support did he get given?
There's no offer of support, even for women. Okay, so when you're like, my mum passed away, for a couple of months, everyone was around you. We understand everyone's got lives and things, but that's it. It's fine. You know, they'll get over it. Okay, in Islam it says you can't mourn for too long, but you're still left with a lot of memories and a lot of like the shock and the trauma of it all. It's a trauma. I mean, like I'll give my example. My 4-year-old, she's had a lot of trauma in her life because of me. And she's not going to be aware of that until later on in life. And yeah, it's not going to be seen. It's okay, it's fine. You know, she'll go to school or they'll get someone to talk to. But no, you've got to sit with your children, you've got to sit with your brothers and sisters, and you've got to talk to them. It's actually so helpful just talking. Yeah.
So, because what I wanted to ask was, like, if there was any really basic exercise any of the viewers could maybe look to take up, but I think you've kind of answered that. Just talk. Just talk.
Basically, just talk. That's all I recommend to everyone. And you know, we do offer free consultation here. I'm giving a plug to Wellness in the Clinic, but we do offer that. So if you feel that you come in and you feel this counsellor is not right for me, or the service is not right for me, and then that's fine. That's up to you. But
you know, man.
Who was it even?
I don't know. Just. Hopefully the mics don't pick up all the background noise, but I was going to say there is one small thing that, because we're on the main road, you might hear the odd car drive past, but I've tried to tune down the mics a little bit. So.
Yeah. Was that okay? I talk so much, so I'm just...
It's alright. We're still rolling, and I'm not going to cut this bit out. So, next question. Okay. So, we've talked about talking as an exercise. So, in addition to talking, is there, I mean, ultimately it comes down to, there is stuff that you have to see a counsellor for. But is there anything else that you can recommend? Like, is there, I don't know, scrapbooking or anything like that? Or? Okay,
so one of the things, and if you look on the Instagram, is journaling, meditation. Those are the biggest things. We're surrounded by beautiful countryside, literally all over you look. You can go for a walk. The walk in nature is actually the best medicine. What you eat makes a massive difference. I mean, okay, fresh fruit and vegetables is really expensive, organic, but the goodness you'll get from it that's what you need. It's so easy. We just pop into, I won't name any takeaways around here. If you just pop into there, we'll get a burger and we find, but no, it makes such a difference.
This is hurting me.
No, but honestly, truthfully, I found after my second stroke, everything I ate has helped me so much. And my whole lifestyle has changed. I'm not saying I used to binge on burgers and things. No. But I used to skip meals. I just never paid attention. Never used to drink water. Like, water is free. Just open your tap. How blessed are we that we've got water just there? Yeah. And you don't think of it. Like, we'll reach for, look at you, we'll reach for Starbucks or something. Oh, let's go for Dragon. But no, water is your best medicine. Yeah. We're so lucky to have that.
Honestly, and even if you struggle with water, you can just get them cordial things and work them in. So
because you know, my kids won't drink just water sometimes, and you've got to get the no added sugar and things. Yeah. But prebiotics is something I'm looking at. Probiotics, how do you say it?
Probiotics.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're so good for your gut, and that actually cures depression. Not completely. You might still need help, but depression is caused by your gut health. So look after your gut, and alhamdulillah, you'll be okay. Yeah.
Cool. Just sorry, I'm just hurt by the attack on the burgers. It's just I've cut down for the record.
No, but you know what? Sometimes you can. It's not saying it's like eat in moderation and calorie deficit or whatever have you. You should know that. Have a burger, don't eat anything else. No.
So I think healthy eating,
exercise is amazing.
Exercise is a hugely important thing. I'll be honest, I think here's my sirens.
Really, Nelson.
Right, I want to get louder. Are they going to the clinic?
No, I hope not.
So we got exercise. I think exercise is something that is surprisingly not a lot of people do enough of it, and I don't think people have got enough of an understanding of how to go about it. So I might have to, in a future episode, get some experienced professionals on this to talk
definitely.
to it. So right, so we talked about treatment.
Can I go back to exercise? But can I go back to exercise? I mean, as I've learnt, it's not just doing aerobics or going on the treadmill, it's strength training. Massively important for women and men. Actually more for women. Because one of the things I've learned, you can eat whatever you want, but if you're not putting that muscle back on to good use, you're not doing anything for your body. Yeah. And women don't know that. I mean, I wasn't taught to go do strength training. Only after the stroke, I found out that if I didn't do strength training, my left side would go even weaker.
Yeah. There's this really silly myth that if women lift weights, they're going to become massive. It doesn't work like that. You don't have the same amount of testosterone in your body as a man. You're not going to do it.
No.
And you should lift weights.
Yeah. And I mean, I was talking to the staff last week. I said, one of the things to trick your brain is write a to-do list. The top one, make your bed in the morning. Once you've ticked it, you get a rush of dopamine, and that's it. You're good to set for the day. There's so many things that you can do.
Yeah, there's it's the little things you can do. Like obviously, make a list. Put gym on the list. Get like a rolling pin, put some weights in it.
There you go, sorted. He's trying to say, he's looking at me when he says that. We lose weight by making these routines anyway, so it's not even a problem.
Healthy food. But right, onto a more slightly darker note, but we've got to kind of cover over it, especially because you deal with the mental health aspect. But you know, when you don't often hear about people in the Asian community say committing suicide, although it's not to say it doesn't happen, but you don't hear about it much. And then I think a little bit aspect is obviously from a religious aspect, we've got a really strong emphasis that we're not allowed to do it. But that doesn't mean that there's a lot of people who might have mental health issues or Asian who might be feeling suicidal. And have you got anything to say about that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I find it incredibly sad when you've heard someone from your community commit suicide, because we are such a close-knit community, and yet the signs are there, we don't pay attention to them. And when that person's passed away, and I say passed away because literally they have passed away, I won't use the word they've harm themselves or kill themselves, and then we turn out, oh look, why are you going to say of source to such a person? But come on, that family is grieving. They, in their minds, they weren't there for their son, daughter, child, and yet us as a community are making it worse for them. It's not okay, you know, we won't go into the whole Islamic aspect of it, because that is, I'm not I forgot what the word is. I'm not educated too much on that side, but why is it that we only react after it's happened, and then we are so quick to blame? This is why no one goes to see counselling. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if my mum was alive today, first thing she said to me, why the hell you become a counsellor? You break up marriages and things and that. But what I would say that we don't, because as a counsellor you're here to help people work out the issues before it gets to that point. And then, you know, if someone's going through like suicidal thoughts, we are there to help them. So if I get someone coming in, I will refer them to a specialist straight away, because they would need specialist help. You shouldn't keep it to yourself at all. And there's no shame in that if you're feeling a certain way. Everyone feels a certain way at some point in their lives. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it's knowing what to look for and when to be concerned. So I mean, obviously you can go on the internet and find general symptoms, but I think most people will notice, especially if it's like within family, you'll notice maybe a change in behaviour, and then you can start being a bit concerned, and then just make a suggestion to them, say, go see Rafida.
Yeah, you can see me. But I think even my own children, like I've got a 13-year-old, she's at that age now, everything's social media mad. And you try to think, oh, because she's so stuck in her phone, and that's why she's getting all of these thoughts. But even if she is, why are you not reaching out to her or him and say, come on, talk to me about it? Why are parents not talking to their children? Why are aunties not talking to the nieces and nephews? Why aren't we doing it? What's the shame and guilt in that? I don't get.
Okay, so you mentioned social media. And then for my generation, when we were kids, we had like computer games, so social media wasn't a thing. So the one thing I'm going to say is, obviously, to say like a bad workman blames his tools. But so I'm conscious that I don't want to turn around and say computer games are a cause of this, or social media is a cause of this, but it isn't a long shot to say that social media isn't exactly great and super helpful, is it? No, because like I said, I've got a 13-year-old, and she is so aware of what's going on. Like, she's so aware of herself that she's not matching these people that she's seeing. And cyberbullying is so on, you know, the bullying that you get. And I've seen the messages that sometimes she'll get, and you think, wow. Yeah, kids are brutal. And then social 100%. Media is just like an amplifier. And then they all pile up and start.
And popular, having more followers and having, it's massive.
You know what? This isn't a topic that we should probably expand on too much.
No.
But
it affects your mental health so much. So
as in because I'm gonna bring up a separate topic that I don't want to expand on too much.
Okay.
But I think narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder is a real problem. Like, I can't emphasize that enough, because
I'm only smiling because half of my posts are about narcissists. I don't know if you've seen them, because we're surrounded by them literally everywhere. Yeah,
because we've got to a stage where, and it's really bad, because look, adults, these are grown people, are taking like 30, 40, 50 selfies, and then they're filtering through, trying to find the right one. And they're posting it up.
My face,
and if they're not getting enough likes, then they're hiding the post. And it's like, if we've got to that kind of a stage, and that's adults. Imagine what it's like for the teenagers now.
No, 100%. I mean, before I met you, remember, everyone says my Snapchat camera is so bad. And I've got my own camera on my phone, which is amazing. But I would never take a selfie on that because it's got no filter on there. I would never do it.
No, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
It's when you get to that stage where the selfie that you put on requires so much thought, so much planning. It has to be so filtered, and you've got no self-confidence inside. But then you're kind of almost like, it's almost like if someone wants to take a picture of you or make a video of you making the selfie, you're there for 10 minutes.
It's true.
Whereas you'd think it's just a natural moment.
No, it's not at all. Like, aesthetically, everything has to be right. Your surroundings have to be right.
It's like these people that go around taking pictures of burgers and all these fancy.
I don't know why they would do that, would you?
Why?
No. No. But there's so much to be discussed on that. There's so much everywhere you look. Like, mental health is such a big thing. It affects every part of your life.
You know what? I am gonna ask you this question then.
Go on.
But just answer as nicely as possible.
Okay.
If someone's got narcissistic and someone's a blatant narcissist with NPD, and you're trying your best, because like their entire life that they present on social media is completely fake. I'm talking to the extent that you're looking at them thinking, you're just clogging up my feed, please stop. And it's got to a point where, like, I have to mute a lot of people. It's like, oh, he's posting his face again, I'm not interested. I don't want to hate you, I'm a positive guy, but please stop. But it is still a problem, I think, to have narcissistic personality disorder. And if you had someone come to you and you had to help them with that, what kind of approach would you take?
But you've got to understand, narcissists don't ask for help because they're not aware that the narcissist, that's the problem there. And so if you in your mind think, oh, I'm a narcissist, you're not a narcissist, because narcissists won't even think they're a narcissist.
They'd be too high on their own fumes.
100%. I've met many in my lifetime, and I won't talk about them, but they're not aware that they're narcissists at all.
That's kind of sad.
But and you know what? It sounds really bad because actually no cure for narcissism.
Except for a backhander. Of course not. But no. I think
you're going to edit that out.
You like that? No, I'm leaving everything in. But so in terms of the time that we have, we're running a bit short. It may or may not have anything to do with the fact that I don't like changing the batteries on my camera. And I haven't put a charger on my camera.
But I did warn you, when I get talking, I don't shut up.
But are there any kind of words you want to say while you've got the platform? Just to like the message to the community, or
can I not plug this place?
Plug the place to say whatever you want.
So when I got approached, when I got approached to come here, I was like, this is the most amazing initiative ever. Like, literally, we've got everything under one roof, and it's holistic because we've got massages, we've got cupping, we've got everything, but we've got counselling. That's one of the main things that people forget. They think we can't. Counselling so expensive, we can't approach someone, and you know, like, this so professional, but clinical environment. That's not the case. Just come to me anytime. You get a free initial assessment, and if you feel like, hang on, she's a bit mad or she's not right, then you don't have to come again, and I'll never ask you about it ever. But you've got to understand, I can't see family and friends. I can't counsel family and friends.
Why not?
No, because I know Shahira sat here. She'll tell you that I am quite, to my friends, I give too much advice.
Oh, fair enough.
Way too much. So this is why I became an NLP practitioner, because with that I can help people with things. As a counsellor, I'm not allowed to advise anybody at all. Ethically, it's wrong to counsel family and friends. You know, come and talk to me, but I can't counsel you.
That's fair enough. So yeah, I guess the main thing is just want to say thank you for taking your time out. I know it took a while to persuade you to get in front of the camera.
Look, I'm acting all Sharif and everything today.
I think that the thing is, obviously, this is one of the first episodes I've done in like ages. I've been quite busy with some of the other media stuff I've got on the side, so I've cleared my backlog. I'm back on the podcast. I'm going to keep it regular now. And just remember, if you need a discount code for Rafida services, use the code narcissist.
I won't see. No, but honestly, thank you so much. I would never have come on this platform for anybody else. Literally nobody. I don't even make reels. Ask them to force me, and I won't make a reel. So this is pretty amazing for me to be sat here. So thank you.
I've got to put a disclaimer in because I'm kind of thinking back to what I said earlier around, the narcissism stuff as well. The thing is, I want to just emphasize to people watching at home, like, I'm not saying that taking pictures of yourself is bad, showing where you've been is bad, all this stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. You're enjoying yourself, you're sharing. But if you've got to a stage mentally where you feel like you have to, or you feel like, if I do share this image, it has to be like picture perfect, it has to be choreography behind it, then you got to ask yourself deep down and say, look, am I doing this to look good, or am I doing this just because I want to share?
I mean, there's self-love and then there's self-love. And I wholly recommend self-love. If you don't love yourself, there's no way you're going to find it in anybody else. But there's always a limit to how much you're putting out there.
Because I'll be honest, it can put people off you, and you could be the nicest guy.
100%.
But on that note, time is short.
Thank you.
Thanks again to everyone, cameraman.
Thank you.
And I forgot your name.
Shahira. She's Shira, but it's Shahira.
Also, what else do I want to say? No, actually, that's all. So just stay tuned. I'll plug the social media channels at the bottom of the video description, and peace out.
Thank you.